Hi, Tampa Native Show fans. You're in for a special treat tonight. You know, tonight's show is all about nicknames. You know, we all had them. Steve?
You know, Mario, they call me Tampa Steve. How about you, Sally?
Well, I guess that makes me the 15-minute girl. And you, Mar?
Well, you know, I've been known to be called Mr. Showbiz from time to time. Well, anyway, by the 15-minute girl. So get ready to call in because tonight's your night. It's 7 o'clock. It's Thursday. The Tampa Native Show starts right now.
Otra vez. Come here. Let me tell you something. I remember Tampa, the way she used to be, the places we would run to, the faces we would see. Yes, I remember Tampa, those precious memories, a city rising on the move, a simple yet progressive groove. I remember Tampa, and she remembers me. Yeah. She remembers me.
Welcome to the Tampa Native Show. Stay tuned now for the fastest 60 minutes in cable broadcast history. Live from the studios at TBCN, the home of the Tampa Native Show. Join your hosts, Mario Nunez, the 15-minute girl, and Steve Canella, as they celebrate growing up in Tampa. From Shock Armstrong to Shakey's Pizza, from Braddock Street to Buffalo Avenue. Get ready to call in and tell us your stories, because sharing your memories has never been this much fun. And now, Mario Nunez, the 15-minute girl, and Steve Canella.
She remembers me.
Welcome back, Tampa Native Show fans, to this, your Thursday night, 7 o'clock edition of the Tampa Native Show. My name is Mario Nunez, and as always, I'm seated alongside my broadcast partner,
Sally Nunez.
as you've already heard, our 15-minute girl, and to her left,
Steve Canella.
that's Tampa Steve. And listen, if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. Welcome to our humble little show. We do this show every Thursday night at 7 o'clock right here, Verizon Channel 30, Bright House 950 in Hillsborough County, and of course, worldwide on the web, tbcn.org/live. Listen, tonight's show is going to be tremendous. We got to talk fast. We got to start to ramp this thing up because we got a feeling we're going to be getting calls left, right, and center. Tonight's show is all about nicknames. Those wonderful, wonderful nicknames that we cherish, most of which were flattering, some of which not so much.
Not so much.
But most of which we absolutely identify with. You know, Mike Baloo has said it best earlier today in the conversation. Those are the nicknames that kind of put bookmarks on certain times in our lives. They remind us what we were doing, who we were with, where we were when these nicknames were born, and it just reminds us of that wonderful time in our youth. Stevie, you had a nickname?
All part of our Tampa memories, you know.
All part of our Tampa memories. And you know, wonderful segue because really and truthfully, we want to remind everybody also, this show, the Tampa Native Show, is the only show of its kind anywhere in the world, really and truthfully. We've done the research on that.
That's correct.
And it's the only show that is dedicated solely and exclusively to growing up in a special hometown, in your hometown, Tampa, Florida. Well, let's talk a little bit real quick at the top of the show. I would be remiss, and Stevie, I gotta, we're gonna get the sad news out of the way early on this show so the rest of the show can be a celebration. But this week we lost somebody who's near and dear to us here in Tampa, those of us that grew up here. Especially remember Leland Hawes. Leland Hawes was a writer for the Tampa Tribune and the Tampa Times. In the later years of his life, he dedicated himself to chronicling the story of Tampa, and his Bay Life article, which every week was a back page fixture called History and Heritage. He gave us so much. He died this week at the age of 83. It saddens me because not only have we lost another Tampa treasure, but at the same time we didn't get a chance to have him on our show.
Right.
So as the executive producer of this wonderful little journey that we're on here, the Tampa Native Show, and alongside with my co-producers and co-hosts, 15-minute girl and Tampa Steve, we all express our condolences, our heartfelt condolences to the Hawes family. And just as a personal note, I called Leland about 10 years ago when I just moved back to Tampa, and we were going to have a reunion of North Hubert Playground. He invited us up to the offices there at the Tribune, and he came out and he sent a photographer, and he did a wonderful expose, real nice
did a good
article
job.
on growing up and North Hubert Playground and the special role that those playgrounds played in our lives. So our condolences to Leland's family. We're going to miss you.
Absolutely.
But the nice part about it is we have people like Andy Hughes, who knew
Yeah.
him personally, and his body of work still remains. So we're going to see if somehow we can't maybe feature some of his work once a month, guys. We can
Yeah, sure,
read
that'd be
one of
great.
his articles,
Yeah.
or at least make them available on our website to you. So rest in peace, Leland.
Yes.
We're going to miss you. We're definitely going to miss you. Also like to, at this time, before we get to our phone calls, and look at the lines are
Yeah,
already
they're
lit up.
already
Oh my
heavy.
goodness. Just want to say thank you to our sponsors who are out there, without whom this show would not be possible. Their monetary donations, their contributions
Yes.
from the heart
Keep us going.
is what basically helps us pay the bills. And we want to say thank you very much to Castillo's Cafe, Henry and Raul, Castillo's Cafe and Catering Company, also to PJ Testa, Mr. Philip Testa, PJ Testa Accounting, Gulf Tile, Montaro Ristorante, PR Syndication, South Tampa Chiropractic Clinic, the Tampa Yankees, Gino's Restaurant and Bar, and of course Joe and Sons Olive Oils. Thank you one and all,
Thank you all.
for your sponsorships, for your love. And we also have a kind of a special note. Want to bring it up now as we're talking about sponsorships. We've decided we're going to do something very, very special and unique in the upcoming season for our sponsors. We want to partner with and we want to reach out to and honor those businesses, those Tampa-centric, those original Tampa businesses that have been here working nonstop for at least 50 years. Let me give you an example. Just recently, Tanner Paints celebrated 80 years in business. We know that
incredible.
Wright's Gourmet,
Yes, 80 years.
Wright's Gourmet's house is celebrating 50 years this year. So if you personally know somebody out there who's celebrating 50 years in business or more, think La Segunda Central Bakery, over 100 years. The Columbia Restaurant, over 100 years. Naviera Coffee, Caracolillo Coffee Mills. We want to hear from you. Let us know. And if you know personally the owner that we can reach out to, and we'll mention your name, send us an email. Stevie, give them that email address.
That email is show@tampanatives.com, show@tampanatives.com, and please do that. That would be fantastic.
So we can go out and pay
That'd
them
be
a
a big
visit.
help. Yeah.
it would be.
We want to honor them next season. We want to make sure that everybody knows these wonderful businesses, these family businesses are still in business. So let us
There's
know.
more than we think out there, too.
I'm sure. Yeah.
So last Saturday night, callers, we see you there. Please stand by. Last Saturday night, we had the occasion to go to a Tampa Yankees game. Wow, did we
Fun.
have a good time.
We did.
Steve and I were selected to do something called the Frozen T-shirt competition. It didn't
Yes.
work out so well for
No.
yours truly.
It did for me.
Stevie got the best of me, and I was talking a lot of trash talking before it all came down. But listen, we've got a little video. 15-minute Girl was there as she always is with her camera. She took ample photographs. Steve put it together in a little montage, and we want to show it to you now. So I'd like to call up that video, and then we're going to tell you a little bit about a special giveaway on the backside. Enjoy this. And Steve,
You're gonna love it.
You're going to enjoy it a lot.
This is it. This is what I've waited for so long.
Starting now, gotta trust these feelings coming on.
Take a chance. Even though I feel like I should run, I'm staying with it, letting my heart take me there. Got a feeling, ooh, I'm going somewhere. I'm deep in it, and I really do care. Wait a minute now.
Boy, don't walk out now. I can see your disbelieving eye.
As you can see, the Tampa natives sure know how to have a good time.
We sure do.
And that was a lot more difficult than it looked. We had
It's
90
really
seconds. Let me just
difficult.
explain to you,
Yeah.
for those of you that think, what was so difficult about that? The T-shirt is folded,
Yeah.
is submerged in water, stuck in the freezer. So when you get it, it's frozen
Flat.
solid. It's flat. You've got to rip it open, find a way to find an armhole, find a way to find the head hole, get through it before your opponent does.
It was a
And
workout.
90 seconds.
90
90
seconds.
seconds.
The toughest part is just separating it enough so you can
Right.
get into it. And as you can see,
That's why we had to hit it against the top of the
confidence
dugout.
confidence got high on this Tampa Native show host when I finally opened the shirt up and I said, I got you,
A
brother.
little too high.
The only
Really?
problem was I put my arm through the head hole, and then I tried to get my head through the arm hole.
And then he
It
had
was quite a show.
he had the audacity to actually do the victory dance with a T-shirt stuck over his head.
Yeah.
It didn't work out
I mean,
too
that-
good for me. We had a whale of a time, and just a little FYI, we've got those shirts here with us on set, and we're
Not
gonna be
frozen.
not frozen, and nice and washed, and we're going to be signing them in just a little while. We're going to be giving these away as part of our Bolita drawing. So if you'd like to get in on that, we want to hear from you. Send us an email, show@tampanatives.com. Send us those nicknames and send us your Bolita number. Steve will be doing that. We also have new shirts that we just created recently. We've got a couple dozen of them, and if you'd like to get one, we'd like for you to have one. There it is, Tampa Native Show, and we'll have this on our Facebook page and available to you for a price not too expensive. Really
Yeah.
affordable, actually. So
Yeah.
if you'd like to have one of those, we want you to have one as well. All right, that was last week. Coming up on the 22nd, we're going to be attending another game, and of course, our giveaways this week. 4 giveaways. The 2 shirts I talked about. We're also giving away 4 tickets to the Tampa Yankees game on June the 1st. We're also giving away a small bottle, 200 milliliter bottle of Joe & Son's infused vinaigrette or cold pressed olive oil. Delicious,
Either
unbelievable
one.
product.
Very
Get
good.
over there
Very
to
good.
see Marilyn. She'll get you a bottle of that. Also, the 4th one is a $10 gift certificate to La Septima Restaurant. We got lots to do, and it's already 10 minutes past the hour. Callers have been standing by.
Amazing.
So call us. We want to hear from you. Disclaimer at the outset. If we happen to mention nicknames about certain people, you know, the names will be protected by anonymity here. We mean no disrespect in any way, shape, or form to anybody whose name might be
Yes.
brought up tonight.
Yeah.
We ask that you keep it clean. This is a G-rated
G-rated.
show, of course. And let's have some fun with this. If we don't ask you to explain what a nickname means, don't feel the compunction to get into it and
Yeah.
explain it to us.
Right.
If we ask you, that's one thing. But let's go ahead and go to our callers and see what's going on out there in Callerville. Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hey guys, it's Skipper from Seminole.
Hi,
Hey,
Skipper from
Joe.
Seminole. How are you?
Good. I'm out here watching the North-South Senior All-Star game here in Pinellas County.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So you're talking to us on the phone because you know that we're on the air from 7 to 8 and you got in first.
Exactly. I'm that kind of a guy.
Well, Skipper, and listen,
know
we
this
expect
about
nothing
you.
less.
That's
Batting first and playing first base. Skipper, go ahead, Skipper Rabini. Tell us a couple of nicknames in your. Skipper's one. Skipper's a nickname right
sure
there.
it
Right
is.
there, right off the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the couple like my godfather was called Pino, and there was my dad was called Tough Jack, and then another Jack in the family was called Yuki, and another Jack was called Tony Jack, and
Wow.
another Jack was Black Jack, and I mean.
I guess they had to with all those jacks.
A lot of jacks, huh? A lot of jacking around right there. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I like that. I'll ring my cell phone bell there. I like that.
Exactly. And, you know, they call me Skipper sometimes. So there's another nickname for you.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, absolutely.
Yes.
15-minute girl's a nickname, and Tampa Steve.
Not hijacked it,
Yeah.
was it?
No hijack.
Okay,
no
good.
hijack. Just a lot of low jack, side jack.
What about Keitha? Does she have a
Did
nickname?
Keitha have any nicknames in her family?
No, oh, well, her brother, the frog, because his first name's Kermit.
Oh, wow. Sapo.
a good one.
Sapo's a good one, man.
Exactly.
I
Kinda
like
came
that.
with the
Very
name.
good.
Yeah, that's cute.
Do we have your numbers down already, Skipper?
I do.
Yeah, I'm sure Miss Sally does.
Yes,
I
he
have
does.
that.
He does.
Yeah.
Well, listen, enjoy that baseball game. Thanks for giving us a call, and we hope you win something.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I will, sure.
His
More than likely.
Confidence riding high, just like Tampa Steve in that wet T-shirt. I mean, that wet frozen
Frozen
whatever
Wet
that was.
t-shirt contest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he got it made. Yeah.
He got me,
Man.
man. He got me that night, but it won't happen
And
again.
he wants a rematch, too.
Yeah.
Thank you, Skipper.
Bye, Skip.
Hey, take care, guys.
Good night.
Bye.
Yeah.
Marlene Maceda Lee writes, many in my dad's family, Maceda, were named Joe, just like Jack did, the Skipper
Yeah.
was talking about. She says, many in my dad's family, Maceda, were named Joe. So every one of them had a nickname. There was Pepe, Chiquitín, Cuchi, Pepito, Macho. There was Cuca, Meca, and Flaco.
Wow.
My cousin Angel Lopez was a junior, so we called him Boy. He hated it around his high school days, but I can still call him that to this day. See?
Wow,
Yeah,
to keep
that's
track of
pretty
all
good.
those
Quite a
names.
collection.
And let me also read to you, we got an email from Betty Allen. Betty's one of our wonderful viewers,
Oh,
and she's
yes,
been with us
yes.
since the beginning.
Walt and Betty.
Betty says, by the way, my number's 33, so I want to
Okay.
put that down for Betty Allen. She says, my Grantham family was big on nicknames. My first nephew is called by family Foots because of the size of his feet when he was born. He still answers to that today at age 75. My niece is still called Pookie because she was so cuddly at birth. My brother was called Man, but my favorite, my grandchildren and their friends call me Gonky. Gonki. Gonky. Named by my grandson, Matt Cooper. All are love names.
That's great. Yeah.
Adorable. Thank you, Betty, for submitting that.
You know, that proves that nicknames kind of hang around. They stay with you.
Whoa,
Oh, yeah,
do
I
they
think
ever.
so,
I got
yeah.
family nicknames that I'm going to go over here in just a couple minutes.
they
But we've
stick.
got caller on line 5. Let's go. Steve, you do this one.
Let's do it. Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hey guys, it's Dory and Benito calling.
Hey,
Hi,
David.
David.
How are you?
Pretty good, pretty
Good to hear
good. How
from
you
you.
guys doing tonight?
Good.
Pretty good,
Good.
wonderful. Are you watching us tonight?
Oh yeah.
Excellent. Tell us a little bit about your family growing up and who had the funniest nicknames, man.
Well, my mom may have been her married name may have been Helen Benito, but she was known to everyone else as Nucci. In fact, whenever I meet someone new to our group, I say, "Did you know Nucci Benito?"
Nucci.
Nucci.
She was known Nucci far more than she was called Nucci, far more than she was called by her given name.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
So, and you know, all my nieces and nephews all had groups of friends that always hung out at our house. So, beyond Nucci, she would generations of kids all over, really not all over the country, that they spread out. She was also an abuela.
Oh, yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Abuela to every, not just abuela to her actual
Yeah.
grandchildren, but abuela to generations of other kids all around.
Yes.
Great memories. Great memories.
Yeah,
Excellent, Davian. Well, listen, did you have a good time at that Tampa Yankees game?
I did. Enjoyed the wet T-shirt contest.
Yeah, it was
That was-
something else, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It got wet afterwards.
Yes.
And my hair, man, it just messed up my hair completely.
Yeah, beyond the speed, you know, two things you got to figure out is the difference between the neck and the armhole.
Yes. Yes.
And you know, I think Steve should get like half a victory because he did put the shirt on backwards.
I
There
did.
you go.
But-
There you go.
but I had it on.
Because that's a subtle,
That's
very
true.
subtle difference there. But if you notice, it's like, you know, I got to the finish line eventually, and then when you looked, I said, oh man, I put the shirt on right. Steve, you had it backwards. I don't know if I win by default.
But
I don't think
David,
anybody listened to
I read the rules after the game, and there was no mention of the
Yeah.
shirt.
no
whether-
mention of
no,
which
no.
way to
Just
put
have
the
to
shirt
put
on.
the
Just
shirt
put it
I was
on.
declared winner.
But
There
if
you
you
go.
just have to put the shirt on,
Right.
you did put the shirt on.
Well, that's the technicality there.
Stevie, man, he just wants that victory at all costs. Davian, did we get your number?
46.
46.
There it is, 46 it is,
46.
man. We hope you win something. You always do. You and Skipper, man.
Yeah,
you win all the time.
you're a lucky guy.
All right, send us your, thank you so much, Davian. We'll
Thank
see
you,
you
David.
soon.
Okay, guys.
Bye-bye.
Can I say
Bye.
something?
Bye bye.
Go ahead.
To see that video, you can actually see it right now. Go to tampanativeshow.com. Go to the upper left-hand corner of the page. You'll see the very top of the page, tampanativeshow.com, and you can actually see that video.
Again.
But
Again.
what Steve meant to say right there, and don't let me put words in your mouth, because I'm very capable of doing that. What Steve meant to say is, you can see that video right after the show. 'Cause I believe you said you can see that video right
Well,
now.
you can.
We don't
Don't
want
go
you to
there
see that
now.
video
You
right
can
now.
if you open
Stay
up
with
another
us.
browser, maybe.
Yeah, no.
Or if you have
with
a
us.
computer on your lap.
Stay with us. We'll be fine. We'll get you to that in just a minute. All right, let's
We
go.
got callers, hot
Yep.
and heavy.
Okay, look at him.
Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
This is Philip Nunez from West Cass.
Hey,
Hey,
Philip
Philip Nunez from
Nunez.
West Cass Street. How are you, sir?
sounds familiar.
Okay, hello Steve. Hello.
Hello.
Father. Hello.
Hello,
son.
Philip.
Hello.
How are you, Father?
Father. Is that the nickname?
Okay, is this about the nicknames, huh?
Yes.
Yes, if you have a couple of nicknames you can lay on us now. Don't give the family nicknames away. I'll give those in just a couple of minutes, but I'll ask you to indulge us and give us those nicknames that I grew up listening to from the Columbia restaurant.
Well, okay, but this, I'm just going to say the nicknames, not the person's name.
Yep,
Right.
and keep it clean by all means.
Oh, wow.
Does that put a damper on
Yeah,
it?
so think about what you're going to say before you say it. Go
We have a
ahead.
mute button, right?
There's one carne con papa.
Carne con papa. Beautiful.
Later
Okay.
is beef stew with potatoes.
Yeah.
Beef stew.
Sounds like
potatoes.
meat and potatoes
Yeah,
to me.
carne con papa.
There's another one with iti.
Huititi,
There's another one macarela.
macarela.
And this is the that I like the most, you know. It's gorrión con pulmonía.
Okay, now you're going to have to explain
no
What does
that
that mean?
to our non-Spanish speaking people. Gorrión con pulmonía. Go ahead.
It means sparrow or pneumonia.
Sparrow.
Oh my God. What in the world?
Sparrow with pneumonia. Now I asked.
How would you get that
Yeah,
nickname?
we're gonna have to ask
There's
you.
a story
do you know,
behind
is there a
that.
story behind that, or is there an
Crazy.
explanation?
I really don't know. Somebody called him that one time, and
It's stuck.
everybody was
Crazy.
calling him. He's the guy, the gentleman that sold me one of the cars that I had for $50.
Oh,
Excellent.
wow.
And, well, I'm thinking what happened there was possibly he might have
had
had a vocal
pneumonia.
quality,
Yes,
or he was
sounded like a
hoarse.
bird or
he was,
something.
he was
Yeah.
hoarse. Maybe he had a horse type voice that he was always hoarse, and he got that nickname. Okay, there's a couple more. I know there are.
Crazy.
Well, there's a Mario Chus.
Mario Chusma. Okay.
I don't know how you're going to translate that. I don't know.
Mario Gossip. Mario Gossip.
That's it. Right. That's close enough.
Okay.
And that's about all I could think of right now.
My all-time
Very
favorite.
nice.
My
That's
all-time
good.
favorite. You didn't give me Cuatro Pelo.
Oh.
Cuatro pelo, sí.
Cuatro Pelo,
Four
four hairs.
Yes. 4 hairs.
And then there was another one.
Story
There was
behind that, too.
I wouldn't
wasn't
want
there?
that
Wasn't there a
nickname.
Happy Peter? And we'll leave it
Oh,
at that.
no. I thought you said you were going to keep
wait.
it
Well,
clean.
you know, I mean, but that could.
Yeah,
His
sure.
name was Pedro, and he was a happy guy, so he was Happy Peter.
Right.
Happy Peter's the name guy that called Carne con Papa.
Carne con Papa. There you go. Great nicknames. Okay, do we have
Very
a Bolivia
nice,
number
Gramps.
for you?
How about 29?
29, you got it.
And I'm going to explain in just a couple of minutes. We had some family nicknames as well. You want to tell everybody real quick why it is that you call my mother, whose given name is Carmen, why you call her Juana? You want to tell everybody about that?
Well, that's a few years ago, really. I don't know, things that, they happen. It comes up, you see that, hey, Juana. And,
She answered.
that I call her. Well, they call her Nini, they call her Nani.
Yeah,
Yes.
and she's been answering to that ever since.
Yes.
It's stuck.
All right, well, we appreciate you calling, Mr. Nunez. Thank you so much for sharing those wonderful nicknames with
Thanks,
us.
Gramps.
Good show, good
Thank you
show.
for that.
Thank you. We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
What a great call. We've got
That's
some
my.
emails here too coming
Oh,
in.
please, let's go ahead and you got an email you want to
We
read real
do.
quick?
Let's do that real quick here. We have, and Rosendale, I got your email. I'm going to read that here a little bit later.
I got your numbers. too.
And we have your numbers already, though.
Excellent.
This is from Jim Carney.
Jim
All right,
Carney. Hi,
excellent. Hey, Jim.
And Jim writes, one of my many nicknames, Paco Malo,
Paco
Paco
Malo.
Malo.
Bad Paco, man.
is my internet alias.
Bad Frank.
Paco Mall.
And that's his internet
Because
alias
Paco
as well.
is Frank, and
Okay.
so that's
Good to
bad,
know.
bad Frank.
Bad Frank.
Yeah.
And Paco in Spanish is a name for Frank.
Yep.
Yep, we know that. And Malo is a tribute to 60s era San Francisco Latin rock fusion band.
Oh, they
and
were
also,
great, man.
yeah,
They were
also a great Cuban
Suavecito,
refugee.
baby.
Yeah.
Suavecito, remember that song? That was Malo.
Raul Malo. And Bad Frank is also, knock on wood, over because I quit drinking 9 years ago this week. This is my bipolar disorder under control with a lot of help.
Attaboy.
But my internet alter ego remains Paco Malo.
Very
Well,
nice.
and listen, we missed you this past week at the Tampa Yankees
we
game, but we
did.
got another event coming up, Paco Malo, and we'd love for you to join us and bring your family along. We had a great time the last time we were all together. We have his number?
44.
44.
44.
Paco Malo. That's our friend.
That's great.
Jim Carney.
That's a new
44.
name.
Thank you,
Thank
brother.
you,
Let's go to line 4 real quick. I knew this was going to be that kind of a night tonight.
Yeah.
Keep the calls
You're
coming.
right.
Please keep them coming. One more time. Oh, Mario.
Uh-oh.
Hello.
I'm afraid I'm going to
you
hit it
lose it?
again. I'm going to hit it again. It should turn green. It's not turning green.
Oh.
Maybe the
There it
button.
is.
Caller,
There.
you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Dale from Loops.
Oh, wow.
Dale?
This is Dale. I thought it was going to be Ray. A little birdie told me it was Ray on line 4, but that's all right. We got Dale on line 4. Dale?
And when we met at the blood bank up there in
Oh,
Oh.
yes.
Yeah.
You're related to you're related to the Phillips family.
gallons, 30 gallons almost.
Yes, sir. And you
Good for
relate?
you.
Are you the Dale that's related to Phillips Field, the Phillips family?
Yes, in fact, we
Great.
just had a beautiful ceremony
Wow.
last couple weekends ago and had a marker set up.
Excellent. You know what, Dale? Thank you so much for reaching out to us. Because
Yeah.
every time we go back there, I was just in there about 3 weeks ago. Sally and I were there.
We were just talking about
And
you.
we were talking about you again, and I told Agnes if he comes back in, please remind him to look us up. So glad you did. Make sure, well, we have your number now, so we'll give you a holler and keep
Yeah.
in touch. Tell us, man, when you were growing up, did you have any favorite nicknames in the neighborhood?
Well, it's kind of a special thing that I have a twin brother,
Okay.
Okay.
identical, but my mother said, the doctor said we were fraternal. Nobody could tell us apart, except for my mother. My father couldn't even tell us apart. But as we were growing up, my name's Dale, and before I say my brother's name, there's a couple chipmunks.
Oh.
We were growing up in the Disney movies, Set.
Sure.
What was their names?
Chip
Alvin?
and Dale.
No, there was Chip. There was no Alvin.
Dale.
The Chipmunks.
now,
Chip and Dale.
Oh, it was
The
Chip and Dale.
Chipmunks.
Yes.
we were about 10 years old.
Oh no, his brother's name was Chip.
On Emerson Street in Sunset Park. Somebody threw a rock at my brother,
Oh.
Oh.
and it hit his front tooth.
Chipped his teeth.
Oh,
Chipped
no.
off half of his front tooth. Now, as we were growing up, since nobody could tell us apart, every time somebody saw us, they had to make a smile.
Oh.
So you could see
What we
who.
had to do is we had to smile, and guess what? He was
Chip.
Neil. His name was Neil.
Oh, no.
And my name was Dale, so they could tell us apart.
Oh, yeah.
And Dale.
Well, let
funny.
me share with you first of all.
Great story.
That's for
That
you
is a
because
good
I forgot
story,
to ring
yeah.
it. This is your first time
Yeah,
calling, and I
yeah.
know it is. So all first time callers here on the show get a ring, and that one's for you. What a great story!
That is a good story.
Listen, listen. I had my father, who just called before you, had a couple of cousins. There were twin sisters. I had a real difficult time telling them apart. There was Ophelia and Thelma, and you know,
They still look alike.
Henry and Raul, who are watching us tonight, the Castillo brothers. They're also twins, and you know, sometimes it's difficult.
tricky.
My dear friend Henry Garcia had twin boys, Sean and John, and
Yep.
sometimes it's like, you know, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed because I can't tell them apart. I don't see them often enough. So I always wanted to be a twin, though. Isn't that funny? I always wanted to be a twin.
I
I just
remember
thought
you
the
saying
shenanigans that we
that,
could
yeah.
have gotten into would have been amazing.
Oh, that would have been not
It
good.
really was. We have a lot of stories. But what happened is the dentist later on, when we were teenagers, they fixed my brother's tooth.
Oh.
And when they fixed his tooth, they couldn't tell us apart anymore. So he grew a mustache.
Oh, nice.
Well, now Kiki and Raul, you could tell them apart.
Great
One wears
story.
glasses and the other one's got a goatee.
Great
But listen,
story.
thanks so much
We
for
need
calling,
your Bolita
Dale.
number, too.
We absolutely need your
That's
Bolita
right.
number. Lucky number between 1 and 7.
56, like that's in the year 1956.
56,
Okay,
you got it. And I
That's
hope
the
you
number.
win tonight. A lot of times our first-time callers
Thank you for
have a way
calling.
of winning. Thank you, Dale, for looking us up, and we will be in touch with you soon.
About Phillips Field.
You
All
bet.
right?
You betcha. Take care. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. That was great.
You know,
That was cool.
it is easier remembering nicknames than it is real names.
Yeah.
Well, and
They
and
stick
let
with
me tell
you.
you, we met him by chance at the Florida Blood Services Donor Center, and we got in a conversation. I'm a Tampa native, and it turns out
Yeah.
that I believe it's his grandfather. We'll get the story completely straight, but they're related to the Phillips family.
Yeah.
Phillips Field.
Phillips Field.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So
my
they've been
father
here
played
that
football
long as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Turkey Day games.
Oh, thanks so much, Dale, for
That's a
reaching
great call.
out and
Thank you.
calling us, man. That was great. And a great story about Chip and Dale.
Was a
Let's go to
great
caller on line 5. Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Ray Villadonga, and I'm calling from Ybor City.
Hey,
know
Ray
him.
Villadonga.
Hey, Ray.
Ray, is this the first time you've had a chance to call our show?
That is correct.
Well, there it is.
Yeah,
That's just for
Bill.
you. This is the Ray Villadonga that was
He
on
is a
our
first-time
show.
caller.
Yeah, he is. But
Yeah.
he's not a first-time appearer.
No.
Or something like that.
Yes.
All right, Ray, you're on, man. Tell us the story about Bichito, because you sang about him a few weeks back.
Oh man, Bichito is something that I can't really say off the air.
Well,
Why did I- why
we'll
did I
leave it
know
at
that?
that. We'll leave it at that.
But you know, the other one's talking about. I mean, Rayzilla is actually a nickname, and
Is it?
that was given to me by the IRS.
There you
Oh,
go. There
really?
you go. Is there a backstory to that?
The IRS story is kind of needed. It's a little long, but
Can you give us the Reader's Digest version?
I'd rather talk about picadillo,
Let's talk
Okay.
about
Okay.
Picadillo.
Fligo, bigote, conejo,
All right now.
first boy.
Yeah, no, listen, I've got an email here. I'm waiting because Mike Baloo, I'm going to give him till 20 minutes till. If I don't hear from him at 20 minutes till, I'm going to read his email because he submitted a top 10 list, and it's quite fabulous. So,
That's it.
you,
Yeah, because we were talking about cucufato. That's a
oh, I had a cucufato in my family as well.
yeah. So, but you know, Bichito and Ombligo and Bigote and Conejo, those are guys that that were all from my childhood. Ombligo was a butcher, and I guess his belly button would show too much or something.
Let's give our non-Spanish speaking audience an opportunity there to play with those words. Okay, ombligo is belly button.
Right.
Conejo is rabbit.
Right.
You had
Bigote,
bigote is mustache, and
picadillo.
picadillo is
the
well, it was
dinner.
because he
Ground
was a
beef.
barber, but it's really ground beef.
Right.
To those of us,
And then my brother, who is named Mario, His, his father. I call him my brother because we grew up together. But his father was a Mario, so they called him Boy.
Boy.
Yeah, that's a
Boy
common
is
name.
like another one that you heard a lot.
Boy, you heard a
nickname.
lot. My father called my oldest son, my oldest
Still calls
sibling,
him that.
my oldest brother, Boy as well. So I don't know whether it was Tarzan, Jane, and Boy. I don't know where it came from, but there was
I
Boy
think not.
Hernandez, right?
I went to school with Boy Hernandez.
Boy
yeah.
was another very popular nickname. There were a lot of Mingos around too. Short for Domingo. There were a lot of Mingos walking around,
Or other things. So.
and other things as well. Can we get your lucky number?
28.
28, baby.
28. Gotcha.
So 28, and my father was 29. Thank you so much for calling, Ray. We
Thank you.
always love to hear from you, man,
We
and we're glad that
do.
you called tonight.
Keep up the good work, and thank you for your support for the Unico thing last.
Come
we had a
on,
great
man.
time.
Absolutely.
The
It was
Haivala was
great.
amazing. I was
And
going to
we love
mention
your
it.
band,
I was
too.
going to mention it at the close of the show. We had an opportunity to visit with Ray, and of course, we were very fortunate and honored. The City Council Chairman Charlie Miranda sat with us while we were enjoying our Haivala
And I got to
enchilada.
pull
was
the
nice.
winning numbers.
That was nice.
And Ray
That
called the
was fun.
15-minute girl up to the stage to participate. So we will definitely be there with you at your next event, and whenever that next meeting is, let us know so we can be there for that as well.
Absolutely, my brothers. Keep up the good work.
Thank you,
you,
Ray.
Ray.
You
Ray.
as well. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I was so full from that crab enchilada. It was amazing.
There was a 5-pound
It was huge.
It was too much
serving
food
of.
for
It was for
one
3
person.
people. It was 3
Yeah.
people.
Hey, we have time for a quick email?
Please, and then we'll go to that call. Caller, we see you there. Stand by.
My name is Bill Dowie, and I'm actually a third. My grandpa was a senior, dad junior, and then me. You guessed it, the third. My grandparents passed away when I was very young, so I never got to know any of the nicknames they had for my dad, Bill Jr. When I got to college, my friends took to calling me B, capital B. Don't know how that started, but I always answered to B. After graduation, my mom told me a story about my dad. Apparently, he was growing up, and his nickname was B as well.
Oh, wow.
Dad never
cool.
told me this, and he passed from cancer when I was in college, so we never got to talk about that. So I never knew about my dad's nickname, but now every time someone calls me B, I'm reminded of my pop. Maybe Dad has something to do with that. Isn't that
You
What a
never
neat
know.
story.
That's a great
What neat
story.
That is
And
a
where's
great
Bill
story.
writing us from?
And I don't know
Is
for
he
sure,
here now?
but Bill, if you can, I don't think you sent us a. No, he did. He sent us a Belita number 22. Is that taken
22.
already?
22 for Bill.
I
And how
don't
are you
think
spelling
so.
Dowie?
Dowie.
Oh, that's
No.
great. 22. Bill Dowie. Excuse me. Dowie. Thank you. And
Yeah, thank
you know
you,
what?
Bill. That's
It
great.
just goes to show you our reach. They're out there.
Yeah.
Folks they're catching on. They're picking
Another
up. They're
new-
picking up on the Tampa Native Show. So
Absolutely.
we have a new fan. Thank you so much. All right, let's get to our next caller. Stevie, you got some emails. We'll come back to you in
Yeah, we
just a
do.
second.
Okay.
Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, my name is Robert Gonzalez.
Okay, Robert Gonzalez. Robert, you've called the
Hello.
show before, yes?
Yes. I called a few weeks back when you asked about what your favorite memory of Tampa was, and I said the Wholesome Bakery.
I do remember,
right.
Robert. I do.
Yeah. Bread.
And we
Yep.
suggested you check out the picture that was out there on our Facebook page. Yes, tell us what you remember about some nicknames in your neighborhood.
Don't know why, but so many of the Latino families that I know had somebody by the name of Cuco.
Cuco.
I had an Uncle John, his name was Cuco. I had another Uncle Raymond, they called him Mundi, short for Raimundo,
Mundi.
Okay.
I know Mundi.
and another uncle who lives in Sarasota now, his real name was Evelino, and they call him Nini.
Nini. My mother's nickname.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that I guess that Nini could have been for a guy in this
Yeah.
case, or in my mom's case, that woman.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
You worried,
Whatever
Robert.
works.
All of these nicknames and these monikers were signs of affection. We can all agree. And in some cases, you got them not for great reasons, maybe.
Right.
You had stinky feet or whatever. But the reality was, I would think that you would worry if you didn't have a nickname. You know what I mean? In other words,
Right.
if people didn't care enough about you to give you a nickname,
Probably didn't like you.
that's when you had to worry. But the Latin culture, and I don't know where it started. I'm going to do a little more research on that. But the tradition has been upheld throughout the generations. Nicknames are, and it's not just the Latin community, because arguably you couldn't be a baseball player, and baseball started in the late 1800s, and it wasn't a Latino thing back then. This was in the Midwest. These were country farm boys that played baseball. And they were all white because the blacks and the whites didn't mix at that time. So think about it. You couldn't be a baseball player without a nickname.
Yeah.
So the Anglos had the market cornered on this, but we caught up with them real fast, man. And I'm telling you, everybody in West Tampa had a nickname. Robert, can we get your Bolita number?
Hey, I forgot. I have an uncle also
Uh-huh.
whose name is Augustine,
Uh-huh.
and they call him Ting.
Tin, just T-I-N.
Yeah, that's it.
And
Little shortcut.
36.
36. Robert, thanks so much for
Thank you.
looking in on us, man. We appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks, and take good care.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
You were
Isn't
right
that
about
cool?
the calls.
No, they're coming
Well,
hot
we've
and heavy.
had a lot of calls.
That's
today.
amazing.
We're going to set a record tonight for calls.
so.
Dory, let us know how many calls we're going to. Let me read this real quick to you before we get to Mike Balujas. Caller, we see you there. Stand by. I just want to read what I wrote down in my notes earlier today.
You could only find them.
And don't forget to mention, we got to mention Tampa Picks before we get out of here tonight.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
early, but we'll get to Tampa
will.
Picks. Stay tuned, Tampa Picks. You're coming up in just a minute.
Dan
Ay,
Perez.
por favor, that's
Mr.
Dan
Dan.
Perez. Here it is. This one. Look at these nicknames here real quick.
Okay, make it fast.
Make it real fast. Can we bring up that picture, 1974 All-Stars, West Tampa Senior League All-Stars, if you would please, Erica. And just let me talk to you a little bit about this picture here. In this picture, everybody in this picture had a nickname, and there you can see it there. The man in the upper left-hand corner, that's our coach. The right-hand corner, that's Manuel Iglesias, and that's Mr. Barcelo, Coach Barcelo in the left-hand corner. But let me go ahead and give you the nicknames to the guys. To his immediate left is Manny Iglesias on the top. Manny was Hawk, okay, because he had the big round nose like a hawk nose. Next to him is Marcelo Cabot. That's just Cab. The funniest nickname of this group of people was next to him. That's Michael. That's George Barcelo. Michael Ciccarello. Mike Ciccarello took this summer to wearing one of those English. He doffed an English cap, like a taxi driver cap. So because we were all Latinos on this team, his nickname was Inglaterra, which is the funniest nickname because it means a guy from England, Inglaterra. Next to him was Albert Rodriguez. His nickname was Albi because that's what his mother used to call him. Albi, Albi. Next row, Bill Beakley, just Beak. Craig McGraw is next to Bill Beakley. And this was a time, 1974, when wrestling was in its heyday. One of the wrestlers at that time was a wrestler named Pak Song.
Oh, yeah.
Pak Song was a pretty ugly dude. Craigie McGraw was not a bad-looking cat. But he got the nickname of Pak Song.
Oh, no.
Next to him was Joey Licata. He was just Joey. Next to him was Arthur Espinosa. He was Arturo. Next to him, Randy Castro. Randy Castro was El Caballo because he was the biggest guy on the team. Eddie Diaz was simply Eddie. Then Frankie Yurchek was simply Yurchek. Next to him in the very middle and the bottom is Frankie Campisi. He went by Campy. Next to him is J.P. Morgan. Of course, he was JP, which is J.P. in Spanish. And next to him, that's me sitting there. And for some reason, I got tagged with the nickname, the Samoan. Do you remember the Samoan
Yes,
who was a
Samoan.
wrestler?
right?
Not even
The
close.
I don't even know why. I think it's because I don't know why. Somebody can call me and tell me why they nicknamed me the Samoan. But everybody had a nickname. And boy, that summer was, I still see Mike Ciccarello to this day, and I'll refer to him as Inglaterra. And so does Manny Iglesias.
J.P. Morgan went on to own the bank, I think, right?
And oh, by the way, George Barcelo was one of the most amazing coaches I ever had in all of my playing days, and so was Manny Iglesias. That was a pretty good team, by the way. So let's go to caller on line 5 real quick, and then we'll come to your email, Steve. Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hey, this is Fred Tomasello. I'm calling from Cheektowaga, New York.
Hey, Fred.
Fred Tomasello. Now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, you might be a first-time caller. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
That ring is for you, and you're calling from
Congratulations.
Camp Pinnawasaki. Where's that, Wisconsin?
Cheektowaga.
I can never say it right. How are you, Fred?
Good. Doing good.
Good.
Good, man. I'm so glad you're calling tonight. Listen, tell us a little bit about nicknames that you knew that were tremendous when you were growing up.
Man, everybody on the 60-61 Jefferson baseball team had nicknames. And we called each other that name 24/7. We ragged on each other.
And a lot of times they were. You kind of, the nicknames that ragged on you a little bit, you know, but they were fun. You never did it with any mean spirit, right?
No, it was good and bad. Most of the time it was bad. The nickname was Biddy because my legs were so skinny.
Oh, wow.
Biddy?
Biddy?
Biddy. A biddy is a baby chick.
Ah, okay, B-I-D-D-I.
Okay.
Or Y,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Whenever I would get near my friends, instead of calling me by my name, they would go pew pew pew.
Like
I
a
don't
little
still call you
chick.
that, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, what are friends for? Who else?
Yeah. And then when I was pitching one time, Coach Romaldi yelled at me. I threw one over the backstop. So my name after that became Nervous Nut.
Nice.
Anda.
Nicknames do change.
Yeah, they
by the
do.
way.
They do.
don't.
You go
I've
through
had a
periods of
couple.
your life.
Yep.
Yeah, you go through
Yeah.
periods of your life.
Yes.
Yeah, he just called me nervous, and I started shaking.
Anda. Oh, yeah, you said 60-61, correct?
61.
Did you play? Did my junior high baseball coach Ray Perez, or I should say?
Oh yeah, Ray. Wow, good friends with Ray Perez.
Yep, Ray was my junior high coach along with Manuel Lobato at Coleman Junior High. What a great time Ray was a good guy, man. We always identified with him. You know, he was fun. He was this big. He was our size. You know what I mean? He was as big as the junior high students back then. What a great athlete he was. Though. I understand he played a lot of sports.
Listen, Ray was 3-sport letterman. The guy was fantastic.
Yeah, and a good guy. And I had him.
A good guy.
I followed him to Jefferson as well, so I had the distinction of being with him for about 5 years. Through 13 to 17, and I think he's still around today, and I think he's doing pretty good. So maybe we can get him on the show one time.
Ray and Maggie are one of the best couples that have been together since junior high.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, maybe that's a reason to have him on the show.
That would be
just, you know what I mean?
yeah.
That's not high school sweethearts. That's junior high school sweethearts.
Junior high, that's right.
rare.
Pretty
Even
good.
elementary, I don't know.
Well, Fred, listen, we want to get all the callers we can tonight. Thank you so much for
need your
calling.
Bolita number.
Yeah,
But we
Bolita
do need
number.
your Bolita number in case you win tonight.
Lucky 13.
Come on, give him
13.
13.
You got it.
Thank you, Fred. Thanks
Thank
for
you, Fred.
calling all the way from New York. When you coming back to home? When you coming back home?
January for sure, unless something bad happens.
Okay, we're not looking for
And we
anything.
don't
We don't want to
we'll
see you
see
till
you in
January,
January.
all right?
All right, brothers.
Thank you, Fred.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Ellie.
Bye.
Amazing.
Great. Great call.
Look at all these
Man,
first-time callers.
It's amazing, huh?
Okay, and I did give Freddie a ring, did I not? I did.
Yes.
I think
we'll
you
give
did.
him another one.
I'll give you another one,
He gets the
Fred,
second
because
one.
in case we're having so many first-time callers tonight that I'm forgetting. But we've got to get to line 4, and then I've got to read this email from Mike Baluha because I'm afraid he might not. And you've got to do
Yep,
you've
I've
got
got
to
a
show your
few-
pictures as well, and you've got emails.
We sure do.
What a night! What a night!
It's flying by like they
I
all
think
do.
we're going to set a record
I
tonight.
think you're right.
Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
This is Susan Brittany Macintosh.
Oh, Susan.
Susan
Thanks for
Albrecht.
calling.
Susan hasn't called us.
I recognize the name.
calling
Susan
when
hasn't
we're
called
with Tampa
us
Digital.
since our days at Tampa
Yeah.
Digital.
That's right.
Is that correct,
Hi.
Susan?
That is correct.
Yes.
How we remember, huh? That was already a little time ago, but
Yeah.
we remember.
Yes.
How are you,
back.
darling?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Good.
I wanted for you to wish my brother-in-law, Sammy Cueto,
Okay.
a happy 60th birthday.
Happy birthday.
Well, happy birthday, Sammy.
Sammy
Cueto.
Cueto, happy birthday to you, my brother. That sounds like a Tampa native name if I've ever heard
Does,
one.
yeah.
He is.
Excellent. Well, good. Well, do you remember any nicknames? Did Sammy have a nickname growing up that you can share with us?
Probably, but I don't know.
Okay. Just curious. Just wanted to make sure. No. Have you been following us here since we're back on TV now and off the internet exclusively?
I am strictly on the internet.
Okay. So where are you located?
Conyers, Georgia.
Georgia.
Oh, Conyers,
north.
Georgia.
Alex
Listen, yes, we have a son that's up there at Life University in Marietta right now, and even though you first time caller here since we're back at the studios, and since you're out of town, and I just feel like ringing the bell.
Absolutely.
That's for you, Susan. Thanks so much for
Nice to
calling.
hear from you, Susan.
Please keep looking in on us because we love our out of town viewers.
And
Happy
give us,
birthday.
will.
and give us your
Sammy.
lucky Bolita number. Did she give it?
No, we got to
Okay.
get your lucky drawing number because we're giving away prizes in just a little bit.
Do you have 27 available?
It is.
I don't know.
7
Yep.
is available.
27 is all yours,
Got it,
darling.
Susan.
Barely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Susan. Thanks for staying with us, and we'll see you again soon.
Okay, thank you. Y'all
Bye.
take care.
Thank you, honey.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, I wonder if Sammy Cueto is related to Frank Cueto. Well, gotta be.
You know, it's got to be
Kathy
cousins.
Cueto.
Yeah.
Cousins.
Yeah.
Frank Cueto just had a birthday the other day, too.
Oh, he did.
Happy
Okay.
birthday, Frank.
Happy
the
birthday.
mayor of
Again.
the mayor of West Tampa.
Hey, got a quick email here. This
Please.
is from Angelo Ramori.
All right, Angelo, come on.
Couldn't get through by phone. I wonder why.
Oh,
tonight.
well, we got 2 lines open, 977-6800.
That's right.
Hello, Dory's looking for something to do. She hadn't had enough to do tonight. Go ahead,
She's been
Steve.
busy. My grandmother's name was Ramona, nickname Kuka.
Kuka.
We had
We had
Kuko.
Kuko
Yeah,
earlier,
Kuko
right?
earlier.
Kuka.
Kuka.
Yep.
My cousin was Armando, nickname Papo. My uncle was Raymond, nickname Monge, M-O-N-G-E,
Wow.
Monge.
Yeah.
Monge.
Monge.
Yep, Monge.
My mother was Lazara, nickname Lachi,
Watching.
and my Bolita number is 24.
24.
24.
That's-
We haven't
so
had
everyone
too
in
many
his
repeat
family had a
Bolita numbers
Very
tonight.
nice, Angelo.
Wonderful.
That's great. Thank you for the email.
Wonderful. All right. Let me go ahead since we're waiting for our next caller. 977-6800. I'm going to read this top 10 list submitted to you by our dear friend.
Quickly,
and,
because
and we're coming up on that
close.
special time. Yep.
Yeah.
Our dear friend and contributor here to the show, Mike Baluha. And he submits this with a disclaimer that I need to read because the disclaimer alone is hilarious. He says, I acknowledge that some of these nicknames may be inherently cruel and derogatory in nature, but it is not my intention to disrespect, ridicule, or embarrass anyone or their family members by repeating them. But he does anyway. I'm just trying to fondly reminisce on a time that was and will never be again. Some of these names have become legends in our community because of their significance in aiding us to recall what happened, when it happened, and where it happened. We owe a great deal to all of these colorful nicknames for helping to serve as bookmarks to the events that shaped the story of our lives. Now let me give it to you in David Letterman top 10 fashion. The top 10 nicknames submitted by Mike Baluha. Number 10, Weatherman. By far the tallest kid at West Tampa Little League during the late 60s. I know who he's talking about. Number 9, Juicy Lucy, and he writes, no comment. Number 8, Pork and Beans, could always be found walking through the streets of West Tampa. Number 7, Rooster, a fixture in the West Tampa area. Number 6, Scooty. Lou Pinella's brother was a tremendous basketball player who also spent a lot of time on the courts of West Tampa Heights. Number 5, Pulga also logged many miles on his bicycle through the streets of West Tampa, perhaps the best foul shooter I've ever seen. He hit shot after shot at West Tampa Heights. Number 4, Mosquito, still riding his bike through the streets of West Tampa today. Number 3, Bobby Cabezon, a.k.a. Cabeza Melon. A lot of kids were pretty tough on Bobby, he goes on to say. Number 2, Casamira, collecting bottles from the streets and alleys of West Tampa. And the number 1 nickname submitted by Mike Baluha is Conejo, climbing the fences, jeering and cheering at West Tampa Little League games. And for bonus points, does anybody remember what was Conejo's occupation? Do you remember what he did for a living? He had a day job. He spent his nights over there climbing the chain link fence at West Tampa Little League, Senior League field, and razzing the umpires and yelling at the kids. But he had a day job. Bonus points if you can come up with that day job. All right, look at the lines. Look at the lines lighting up. Yes.
We are at the 15-minute mark, and it's almost time to say goodbye to our Tampa natives friends. We would like to thank you all for kindly dropping in. You're all invited back next week to this locality to have a heaping helping of our hospitality. Tampa native style. Y'all come back now. You hear?
You hear?
Yeah, honey.
Very good.
Now that was a surprise even to this
That was
executive
a
producer.
surprise.
She had never sang that before.
Yes,
Very
that's
nice,
right.
darling.
Thank you.
Very well done.
Beverly
All right,
Hillbillies.
15 minutes.
we're going to do a couple of quick calls and then we're going to get to our drawing because we've got so
And a
many
couple
numbers.
more emails too.
Do we? Okay, Stevie,
we
let's
sure
get to
do.
this caller real quick.
Absolutely.
Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Big Mike from Orlando.
Hey,
Wow.
Big Mike, we got you to get
Big
on that
Mike.
phone tonight and give us a call. What's
He
going
finally
on, brother?
called.
I've been out of the picture for a little bit, brother. Been chiming in here and there, but dying to call. I know you got a lot of callers on hold, so a great show. Now, this is a good topic. Let me tell you.
I think we hit the jackpot tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, the Samoan 15-minute girl and Tampa Steve.
I'm not sure I like the Samoan, but I'll go with it tonight.
I had other ones too, but I
Yeah.
can't mention them.
I know the reason why you lost that T-shirt contest is because you couldn't slip the over those big guns.
Oh, okay.
Well, no.
You're getting
You see-
points now,
Yeah,
Mike.
bonus
I don't
points. You
think
see
so.
what happened? Well, what had happened
That
was
wasn't it.
Yeah.
I opened the shirt real quick and I looked over at Steve and I said, "I got you, man," because I got the tough
That was
part done. I opened the
planned.
shirt
Overconfident.
Steve.
and I got a little overconfident. And when I stuck my arm through, thinking I was getting in the armhole, man, I was in the head spot. I was done at that point because I said I put it on. And that was it. Katie barred the door. But okay, I appreciate that. Y'all been working out a little bit. Stevie has too, apparently.
Me too.
Tampa Steve kicked your butt, admit it. Okay.
Yeah, he did. He got me. He got me good.
I know that Raul and
Kiki and Raul are watching tonight, man. Kiki, look, Kiki's given name is Enrique.
Yes. That's
Kiki.
a nickname right there.
Oh,
And,
there you
and Raul is Raul.
Yes.
But nobody says
easier
Raul.
to say
It just
Raul.
comes out Raul.
oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Big Mike, I have had that for a long time.
And Big Mike.
Yes.
Big Mike.
Yeah, man. You know how that goes. But
Or Big Pumpkin.
Big Pumpkin too. That's right. I said, oh, thank you.
Halloween.
There.
That's right. That's right. I remember.
Getting close to Halloween, I'll be chiming in again.
Yes, you
All
better.
You better.
All these characters, I know it attributes to us, growing up in such a, very animated people, and
Yeah.
somebody looks like something. You put it as like, okay, that's what the person is. Like one guy I knew was Possum. His eyes were like sunken in, close to together, and he looked like a possum, right? Absolutely. Then there was a guy named Cabeza de Melon.
Yep, we
Yeah,
just talked about him
yeah.
a moment ago.
Melon head.
Ay, mi madre. Then there was another one, Conejo.
Conejo.
Yeah.
Do you remember what Conejo's given job was? Do you remember what his occupation was?
Now, let me tell you something. I'm talking about Conejo from way back because my parents had the roller skating rink behind the Cuban Club.
Oh, yeah.
Different Conejo then. You know, because there must have been a Conejo with every
Sounds like
generation.
there was a lot of
this guy hung
rabbits
around
around.
West Tampa Little League from, let's say, the middle 60s to the middle 70s, or in that, early 70s time period.
Yeah, man. I mean, this guy had bow legs, and he was really fast, so I don't know what the deal was.
Conejo. That's why, because he was rabbit.
If anyone knew it, he might. That's for sure.
Oh, I guess that's why they named that way. He has cross-sided shoes. I don't know how he skated so straight. So either way.
Yeah.
Just a lot of good names of people.
Wonderful, wonderful memories.
What's your Bolita
What's
number,
your Bolita
Mike?
number, Big Mike?
All right, brother, going high this time. 58 euros.
58. We got
On the
you.
high side.
58. Coming right up. Coming at you.
Good luck, Mike.
Thank you, brother.
Good
we
luck.
love you,
Nice
man.
to hear
keep
from you,
calling.
Mike.
Keep
Yes,
calling.
please do.
We miss you.
Yeah, we do.
All righty. Bye-bye now. All right, let's get
Tanya.
over here real quick. Hang on real quick.
And
All right,
also-
I'm back on the air. I can hear my director
22.
now.
Is 22 taken?
He
22
dropped his mic.
22 is taken by Bill Dowie. Who's next?
Okay, that's Patty Rio. So can we give Patty
Patty
something else?
Rio. Patty,
How
let's
about
give Patty Rio
23?
20 or 20.
And she said, I'll leave, this is for you, Mario, I'll leave you to tell my family nicknames.
Oh, of course. I got him right here. And I got to go
Okay.
fast. I got to go
Yeah.
fast. All right. Caller, we see you there.
So
Hang
what
on just
number
a
are we
minute.
giving her, 21?
Let's give Patty Rio, give her 20. Give her 20.
Okay.
All right, let me go real quick and do this, and then we've got to get to that call, and then we've got to get to our drawing. Oh, my goodness. Okay, my family. My mother, her nickname, Nini. No, I did. Did I get? No, I said it before the show, right? I said it before the show. I think I did.
Okay.
I talked to you guys. Okay, my immediate family. This is for Patty Rio as well, who's out there listening. My immediate family. My mom's nicknames were Nini and Esta Niña. My grandmother used to call her Esta Niña, even though she knew her name. That girl, Esta Niña. My father's nicknames were Lefty, Felipito, and Catucho. He had an aunt that called him Catucho. It doesn't mean anything. It's not Cartucho, which is paper bag, paper sack. It's Catucho. My brother's nicknames were Pipe, short for Felipe, and Boy. My middle brother's given name is Fernando. His nickname was Chick. I had an abuelo Mexicano. His name was Juan Marcelo, but everybody knew him as Mexicano. I had an aunt named Isaura, but because she was the smallest of three girls, she was La Beba, or La Bebita, or La Beba. How about this one? I had an uncle named Victor Colazo. His nickname was Skippy. My aunt, his wife, her nickname was Dolly, because when she was little, she was so cute, she was like a little doll. Three Manuel Mendozas, Manuel, Cookie, and Manny, a.k.a. the Professor. Why? Because he skipped second grade, the Professor. And his sister, Tanya, her nickname was Boot. Why? I'll let her explain. And, of course, we had a Cucufato in our family as well. Line 5. Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hey, this is Tanya.
Oh, this is the young lady I was just speaking about a moment ago.
Yeah, I hear you talking about me.
We didn't say anything
Well,
bad.
a little birdie told me you were on the line, so I had to get that in there before you called. Listen,
No.
we had some nicknames, didn't we?
We had some nicknames. How about nickname I nicknamed you? Nunzi.
Nunzi because...
Well, we've had calls for people by the name Nunzi before.
Because at some point they misspelled my name. Where was it, Tanya, that they misspelled it? In the yearbook or somewhere?
I don't know. I don't really know.
It was Nunzer, and then it went to Nunzi, remember? Because, and Nuns, we used to get mail at our house in every variation form
Sometimes we
of
still
the spelling of my last name.
Yeah.
Your father had a nickname, Cookie.
My father's nickname, Cookie.
Cookie. Manny's nickname, the Professor. We used to call him the Professor.
Yeah.
A.K.A. the Professor. Tanya, Boot. And Boot came because when you filled out your bathing suit, you filled it out. You know what I'm saying? Short for booty. I mean, let's face it.
I know what you're saying.
Oh, we had some great times.
My husband's nickname, his real name is Louis, and his father as well. His father went by Buddy, but then, they added the Ito, and so my husband is Buddy.
Barito. How about that? I mean, it was a rite of passage and a privilege. We got 5 minutes to go and 4 gifts to give away. Can we get your Bolita number?
Yes, you can get 12 if it hasn't been taken.
12 is all yours, my darling. Thanks so much for looking in on us tonight. I was so hoping that you would call because, we had a lot of fun with our nicknames growing up.
We did.
Thank you, Tanya.
All right. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, Tanya.
All right, real quick, I'm going to give you these 5 highlight players' names, and then we're going to go on to our
Are we
drawing.
going to do our nicknames? Because we're kind of just skipping over that.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, Tampa Steve, go quick.
Well, you know what? I have. I had 2 from the brewery. Everyone at the brewery, when I worked there 17 years as a brewer, everybody had a nickname there. I had 2. Mine was Schoolboy, which was one because I always had a book in my hand, like a positive thinking book or some kind of book I'm reading. So Schoolboy, hey, Schoolboy, bring me a beer. The other one, before that though, that was my second name, was slumlord, because at the time, it was back in the 1980s, I had a couple rental properties. I don't have them anymore, but I wish I did. But ananyway, I'd walk into the lunchroom and say, hey, slumlord, bring me this.
Two great nicknames.
I know.
Slumlord and Schoolboy.
And Schoolboy, those are my two
15-minute
nicknames.
girl, you're on.
Okay, I had a nickname in high school, which it probably wasn't all that great, but it's kind of, when I think about it now, it was great. Some of my friends used to call me Virgin Mary.
Whoops.
That's all I can say about that.
How about the other one, baby? Pale
And
face?
Space
That's not bad. That's a
Ghost.
good one.
Yeah,
Space Ghost.
That was really fair. Yeah.
All right. And my
Yeah.
nicknames, I had a couple. When I was a little guy, they used to call me Bucero. For what reason, I'm not sure. And it just shortened out to Cero after a while, Zero. And then when I was in high school, I picked up the moniker The Kid. Kid Nunez, Kid 17. Kid 17 was a license plate that I had. And Ronelio Ochoa used to call me Kid 17. We're going to sign these shirts for you, by the way. Steve and I are going to sign these right after we get off the air because we want to make sure we get to our drawing.
Right.
And some lucky winner's going to win that tonight. Okay, you get ready with your numbers?
Yeah, also, real
Do
quick.
we have numbers there that we need to put on the paper? Because we don't want to miss anybody.
No, I think we have them all. But
Okay.
Rose and Debbie, sorry I didn't get a chance to read your email. But what we'll do is Rose's nickname was Fizzle Dinkus.
Fizzle-dinkus?
Fizzle Dinkus. And Matt, we may have to explain that later on.
Yeah,
maybe next week.
Yes,
okay?
I need an explanation.
Now,
That's
Debbie's,
cute.
hers was price and a half.
Price
so price
and
and
a
a half for
half.
Debbie.
Nice.
Price and a half and
for
Fizzle
Rose.
Dinkus. And
Very
you know
nice.
what? From
Right.
now on,
We wanna hear more.
Price and a half and Fizzle Dinkus, you
Will be
will
joining us.
All right. Congratulations to Dan Perez and TampaPixPix.com.
Great job, Dan.
For 10 years. 10 years providing
Thanks
us with
for all the
wonderful
help.
stories, history. Maybe Dan can pick up the mantle where Leland Hawes left off.
Never know.
Oh, and Big
And,
Mike, Big
we
Mike
gotta
writes
reach in
in.
here.
He writes in, don't forget to mention Dory's nickname, Flocka.
Flocka!
Hey, Flocka.
There you go.
Hi, Flocka.
That's from Mike. Well, you want to pull? You going to pull it or you going to Steve pull it?
I'm pulling one.
All right, go. Pull one.
Okay.
This is for
This is for
200 milliliters of infused balsamic vinaigrette or
Okay.
cold pressed olive oil from Joe and Sons. Amazing.
Rose Durant wins with number 31. The ball says
Fizzle
number
Dinkus.
32.
All right, write it on there, baby. Write on exactly
Fizzle
the price.
Dinkus,
So
just
we
one.
don't. Fizzle
Congratulations.
Dinkus, Fizzle Dinkus, Fizzle Dinkus. All right. This next winner is going to be a $10 gift certificate to La Septima. We hope it's a local winner, so that way New York Freddie doesn't
Number
have to.
22.
I want to win that
Number
one.
22. Who's-
Patty Rio.
Patty Rio,
Rio.
$10.
20.
Put some gas in the car, darling, because you're going to Brandon.
And we assigned her that number.
$10 off a La Septima meal. This next winner
You better go quick.
is going to be 4 tickets to the Tampa Yankees game on June the 1st. 4 tickets.
And you can do
Number
the
30.
T-shirt contest,
Number
too.
30
30
while you're
would
there.
be Felipe.
Felipe, you're
All
dead.
right, there you go. Felipito,
So you're going to the game.
lefty. You're going to the Tampa Yankees game on the 29th. You got 4 tickets. And this next one will be our grandest prize winner. Grandest prize is the signed shirts, the Tampa Yankees shirt. Dig deep, darling. We're going to sign these and send them to you.
This goes to number 15, which would be
Fred.
Fred Thomas.
Yeah, there's
There you
our
go.
first time caller, and our
Congratulations.
first time winner.
That
You see
always
how
happens.
it works? Freddie, they're real big. They're extra
They are
larges.
very large.
We'll sign them for you, and you can use them when you go to Camp Winnipesaukee and you camp out over there, because I don't even know where you're living up there in New York. Somewhere around Buffalo. Here we go. All right, I don't know. But
Tampa
we're going to
Picks?
send them to you, Fred, 1 minute to go. What a great show.
Hey, did we mention Tampa Picks already?
Ooh-wee.
Yes,
Tampa
we
Picks,
did.
we
Okay.
sure
Just
did.
talked
Man,
about
did I
Dan.
just miss anything? Mike Baloo wants to thank WFLA and Jack Harris and Ted Webb and Corey Dillon for reblogging I Remember Tampa. They reblogged last year. They blogged it, and they put his song out there, that wonderful song I Remember Tampa, which
Nice,
is our theme
nice.
song. It got over 24,000 hits in that
Wow.
1 year. So congratulations to Mike for that. Well, 30 seconds.
There it
to
is.
go.
We're here.
Quick shot of the
people.
booth. Quick shot of the booth. Erica, wave. Hello, Dory. Wave. Let everybody know you're there. Quick, there they are. Dory,
they
sit
are.
there. You go. Thank you so much, Erica.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Dory, for
Great
being
job.
our
Great job back
wonderful technical staff tonight.
Doing awesome.
That's Tampa Steve. This is the 15-minute girl. I'm Mario Nunez. We love you, Tampa.
Yes,
and thanks
we
for making
do.
our show everything it is.
Salute and happy day.
Happy days.
Bye-bye now.
See you next week.
Back when we were younger and everything seemed new, we used to have a lot of fun, yes we did, no matter what we do. Sleepy days, long summer nights, going anywhere we please, with love that I could call my own, love that I've always known, the city that I call my home, a home from which I never roam. This love affair was meant to be. I love her and she loves me. I I remember Tampa. Oh, she remembers me. She remembers me. I remember, yeah, yes I do. Oh, I remember, yeah, me and you. I'm a Tampa native, Tampa native, can't you see? I will share my story with you to preserve its history.
All right now, don't forget, Thursdays, 7 p.m. on TBCN, home of the Tampa Native Show.